The regime of Syrian President Bashar Assad suffered a major blow on Monday when Prime Minister Riyad Hijab defected to Jordan along with his family just 2 months after taking the post. In a statement read in his name on Al Jazeera television, Hijab says he left what he called, quote, the killing and terrorist regime to join the opposition in the ranks of the Freedom and Dignity Revolution. Jordanian officials confirmed Hijab's defection to Jordan, but Syrian state television says Hijab was sacked and replaced by his deputy, Omar Halawanji. News of Hijab's defection came just hours after state media says a bomb explosion tore through the third floor of the state television and radio, damaging walls, collapsing a ceiling and wounding several people. Syria's Minister of Information is accusing enemies abroad for that attack.
Well, now, VOA's Henry Ridgwell has been following the crisis in Syria and recently returned from Turkey. He joins now from London with more on these developments. Good evening, Henry.
Good evening, Vincent.
Now, first, what really is likely to be the significance of the defection of Prime Minister Riyad Hijab?
Well, I don't think it is necessarily critical to the survival of the President Assad regime so much as an embarrassing development that has to be explained away by the regime. As you said, at the moment, Syrian state television is claiming that the Prime Minister was fired and has replaced him with the Deputy Prime Minister. Riyad Hijab wasn't a vital figure within Assad's circle. He was the Prime Minister. He was appointed only 2 months ago in a round of parliamentary elections organised by Assad as there was supposed to be a sort of round of reforms, but which his opponents say was just a sham. He wasn't part of that close inner circle. He wasn't an Alawite, which is the religious minority loyal to President Assad, of which he is a part. Mr. Hijab was, in fact, a Sunni, and the Sunni area of Syria where he was from was actually coming under heavy bombardment by Syrian government forces who were trying to oust the Free Syria Army rebels from there. Go ahead.
Yeah, now, so talking about the bombardments or the attacks, you just returned from the Turkey-Syrian border. Give us a little bit update on what the rebels told you about their fighting against the regime of Assad.
Well, they're very upbeat. They're very confident. They claim they've made big territorial gains in the past 2 months. And, well, in fact, I can see the difference on the ground when I was there. 2 months ago, I could see with my own eyes Syrian government forces operating right in the border region. But on the last trip last week that I made to that region, it was clear that it was under the control of Free Syria Army fighters. Their rebel flags had been hoisted in place of the Syrian government flags across all the border posts. So they are positive of the ground they are making, but that is just the countryside. Of course, the major battles that are currently taking place are happening in Aleppo and Damascus, the two major cities of the country, and I think the results of those battles will go a long way to determining the final outcome for Syria.
Now, very briefly, what is the condition of the refugees that you got to see?
They are being cared for, I think, largely well by Turkey. So far, Turkey is accepting foreign material help, not personnel help. And it's building several more refugee camps to try and cope with the numbers coming over. The rough government figures given to us by Turkey were that around 300 refugees are arriving every day.
Wow.
Of course, if the battle for Aleppo worsens, that could get even more.
Well, thanks a lot, Henry. Thanks a lot. And that's VOA's Henry Ridgwell reporting from London.